Sam.
Hey.
Hey, hold. Hey, okay. We're supposed to do like 9:05, but I think we got to play some commercials because we kind of ran long. Are you cool with hanging on?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you need a glass of water or anything to drink?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Because we already Grubhubbed Shelby Hayes from Cedar Park a glass of water because that's what she wanted while she waited. So we're excited to have you on. So hold on, okay? All right.
Thank you.
Let me put this in. All right, let's go to the Vaquero hotline. Okay, so we're going Vandy Perf for the next 10 minutes. I know people be getting mad at Flex when we post so much stuff about Vandegrift. They're like, why do y'all love Vandegrift so much? What's all this Vandy Perf crap? They lost. I'm like, shut up and let us do Vandy how we want to do them. Samantha Wunsch, one of our favorite Vandegrift Vipers on the phone right now. What's up, Wunsch?
Hey, what's up?
What up? Hey, thank you for holding, by the way. I got to say, I will talk a little bit about volleyball, but I want to talk about Vandegrift Softball because y'all are pretty legit. I didn't know you played, but our homie Tim Walter came out there and he was shooting. I was like, that's Wunsch on the mound. She's a pitcher. He kind of educate us and the Flex listeners right now kind of about what Vandegrift Softball is all about.
Yes, sir. So we have been having a great season so far. We're 6-1 right now in the first round of districts. I think we're just really on the rise right now. It's going really well. Yeah.
Samantha, do you go by Samantha, or do people call you Sam, or what do you prefer?
Most people call me Sam, but it doesn't really matter.
All right. Well, we're on that level. So Sam. Can you talk a little bit about just the athletic culture at Vandegrift? I ask this question a lot, but Vandegrift's one of those schools where you guys have so much success in pretty much every sport. I mean, basketball, football, volleyball, and softball as well. What is it about the athletic culture over there at Vandegrift that makes it so special?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we just hold our athletics to a higher standard. We're all pushing each other to work really hard. And I think all of our goals in all the sports is to be first in the district and always competing.
Yeah, and I think seeing Coach Sanders, who's one of the athletic directors over there at Vandegrift, just support so many different sports over there at Vandegrift is so important too, especially when you spearhead a team. We're in Texas. The football program's always going to rule, but when you have the football coach in Drew Sanders supporting all these other programs, I think that's really special. But like Snoop said, volleyball star turned softball pitcher. I think a lot of people expect these softball girls, if they're two-sport athletes, it to be like basketball and softball, but I've known a lot of girls that played softball and played volleyball as well. Do you think there's some sort of connection in maybe the workouts or some of the movements that make those two sports so easily to flip back and forth from?
Oh, for sure. I would say, so I grew up playing softball and kind of got into volleyball more recently, and a lot of the form of throwing and that type
throwing motion, yeah.
Yeah, it's so similar to hitting in volleyball. And I think a lot of respects, it's more the mental game has really helped playing both sports.
Yeah, I think because when you're up to bat, and same as almost in serve receiver or something like that, you're pretty much on an island. So how do you bring over that mental aspect of the game from volleyball season? How do you bring that over to softball? I mean, if you're pitching, that's sort of the same thing where it's really just you out there.
Yeah, for sure. So crazy, it's a crazy amount of pressure pitching, but all of that, getting that experience in game time, really helps me with volleyball when there's a big play to be made and stuff. I have started doing really well under pressure, which is a nice reward of softball and past success.
Sam Wunsch, Vandegrift Softball, volleyball, also Roots Volleyball. Yeah. Sam, can you talk about that a little bit of playing for this really up and coming and pretty popular program in Roots Volleyball? I've actually played indoor there a couple of times. What's it like over there at that Roots gym?
Yes, sir. So it's really like a family. I feel like we've done a really good job of promoting the club recently, and it's so fun to play there. We've been really, really successful. Our last tournament was against some of the top teams in Texas, and we actually ended up winning that. So I'm really hopeful for the rest of the season.
All right, Sam. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you about Root. Okay, you stole my question, dang it.
Oh, my bad.
Zach, okay.
Ask it again.
Okay, so now we'll talk Vandy volleyball. And we've always been close with Vandegrift volleyball, whether it was, we
were on the Chloe Charles train first.
Yes. Andy Stathouse before that. I'm blanking on some of the names, but we've been down with
Delaney Dilfer.
But even further back than that. Okay, anyway. But can you tell us about we're excited for the volleyball team next year. Y'all did win a district championship this year to the chagrin of Westwood. Very upset about that. But can you talk about 2021, what the Vipers have coming back under Southall?
Yeah, we're so excited about this season coming up. We're definitely hungry for another district win. We're hungry for playoffs again. And, we have so much talent coming back and a lot of rising talent as well. So I think we're really hopeful about this season.
Yeah, I mentioned her already, but you said talent coming back. And Chloe Charles, a girl that's committed to the #1 beach volleyball school in the nation right now in Florida State. What is it like being around her? And I'm sure y'all just make each other better every day at practice.
Yeah, I love having Chloe on the team. Me and her definitely are battling it out in practice, but in real life, we're like best friends. It's been really awesome having her on the team for sure.
Yeah, I've actually been trying to plan like a little grass volleyball outing with me and Chloe too. So that'll be fun if we can get that together and have Flex out there come shoot some video.
Make the mixtape.
Yeah, you're definitely invited, Sam. You're on my team. We're gonna destroy Chloe. Me and you.
Sam, we appreciate you because we're running long because we got a man Ethan from the Vandegrift soccer team next, and then Brody Miller from Bowie football and baseball coming up here in a couple of minutes as well. Samantha Wunsch, thank you. You are a superstar. People love you on social media. You're good for the sport, and you're a good sport coming on to the show. Before we let you go, do you have any shout outs?
I'd just like to shout out my teammates, my friends and family, my amazing coaches. Go Vipers.
Yeah. And shout out to Vandy Softball for making the dope graphic about the radio appearance tonight.
Yes.
That was God. Come on, y'all. That's why we show Vandy love.
They're so popular.
Because they show love. And, like I said, because Wunsch is a superstar. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye. Zach, it's a flex. Right, Samantha Wunsch, Sam Wunsch rhymes with lunch. That's what I was like, because her name was spelled strange, but she kind of really broke out. I never realized her. She says she's softball first, but I always knew her as a volleyball player, so that was interesting to find out.
And it was interesting too because I asked her kind of how I've seen a lot of times where girls will play both softball and volleyball, and you would expect it to be like basketball and volleyball or like freaking high jump and volleyball or something like that. But she's talked about the throwing motion is similar to a hitting motion in volleyball, and I thought that was interesting because she's a pitcher. So in terms of throwing it across the bases, it's definitely similar. But in terms of pitching, softball pitching is something that's like basketball, that you have to work on that so much by yourself, and so much money goes into lessons and practicing and stuff like that. So to be a girl that's playing volleyball for the Roots organization, the select team here in Austin, and also a softball pitcher, that girl must be super busy.
The pitching motion is so picturesque, and I've noticed this year there have been more photos, and maybe that's because Austin is going through a golden year right now in area softball, but it's just, I don't know, it looks like a fun sport, and we're definitely getting out to Cedar Ridge and et cetera to cover softball more, make some more mixtapes, et cetera.